What's up, guys? Alright, before I get to the review, because this episode for me, man, had so much foreshadowing of the future events that will happen in this series. But before I get to there, I want to know if the manga is still going or has it ended. Because depending if it ended already, then I'm pretty sure I know where the outcome of this anime will turn out. I'm just saying. Alright, foreshadowing. The foreshadowing in this was so crazy. I'm going to explain the episode later on, but right now I just want to get to the foreshadowing part because I believe this anime will end really dark. Like Breaking Bad. It'll be like Breaking Bad combined with some Death Note kind of bad. Alright, let me explain with this. Alright, for me the first sign of foreshadowing was when Tamiya was talking to her mother. Her mother instantly, like 2 seconds into that scene, she knew that was not Tamiya. She knew she was not Tamiya. That was pretty crazy. It's mother's instinct, you know, with family, with persons you're very close to, you could tell who is who. And this is where I'm getting with the foreshadowing. I will believe that same scene will happen with Izumi, with his parents, and with his girlfriend. And the thing that's gonna make it more fucked up is that's still gonna be him. You know, the parasite did not get his brain, it did not devour him, and that's still him. But the reason they're gonna say that is because he's gonna go into this deep, demented, twisting personality phase that he will not even recognize himself. I believe he will become a killer. I believe he will become a murderer. I believe he'll start killing all these humans, these parasites, and he will not know when to stop. That's where I'm getting the Death Note vibes. You know, Kira wanted to do it to help justice. In the end, he got carried away. He thought he was a god. Now with Izumi's case, he believes he's helping people. In the end, he will end up just like him. He will go overboard and he will lose self-control and he will not be the same Izumi that we know to love. And the second part of the foreshadowing is when Izumi's mother, she's already thinking that's not Izumi. She said, and I quote, "I don't think you're my son." Already she's saying that. That's freaking foreshadowing everything that's gonna happen. I'm telling you, man, this series, this episode just made me realize this is gonna get really dark. Izumi's gonna lose everybody. He's gonna lose everybody. His family, they're not gonna die. I don't think they're gonna die. I believe they will abandon Izumi. That's how dark it's gonna get. Izumi will try saving him. Izumi will try his best, but you know, they'll find out about the parasite. They'll find out about his lies, and I still believe Izumi will get carried away. Everyone is gonna abandon Izumi. He'll be by himself, and it's gonna be a sad ending. I believe Izumi will die. I'm saying it right now. He's gonna die. And with Migi, they are emphasizing a lot on the relationships of the parasites with the body. With Izumi, he believes Migi is the same as any other parasite, but I believe he will develop emotion. I believe he will develop affection. I will, because they are emphasizing a lot on the affection towards humans with the parasites. Same thing with the foreshadowing with that is also the baby with Tamiya. You know, they're emphasizing that a lot too. When they emphasize something, it's gonna fucking happen. So I believe affection will develop with these parasites, and it's gonna make it way more interesting when they do develop it. I'm not really sure where they're gonna go with that. Maybe parasite will start protecting humans, and I would not be surprised if somebody like Izumi comes into play. You know, a parasite that wasn't able to take control of the brain and they took control of something else, of another limb. I would not be surprised. They usually do that with animes. When a main character is in that sort of position, there's always somebody else in a similar position so they could just bond in some ways. So I believe that will happen also. You know, great character development for Izumi. I like how he's, you know, taking action. Usually with other characters they will take a few episodes to actually get to the point that Izumi's at. Izumi, you know, he hesitates a little bit, but he realizes, alright, he's starting to get me flustered. I like how he recognized that right off the bat. So, you know, it shows that he's very smart, you know, he's very intellect. And then he just stabs A-chan, you know, causing him to bleed. And, you know, the plot twist there is that Tamiya is actually the one that finishes off A-chan, which was very interesting. Very interesting that, you know, that is A-chan's baby. Tamiya's over. Tamiya will not exist no more, so she's planning on having a new life. But, you know, she says some stuff. She says some stuff, some things that make you think, why do flies fly? You know, they never get taught. They always have these directive motives, and like I said before, man, that's what separates humans from the animals. We actually are aware of our existence, and that parasite just figured it out. But the thing is, these parasites are just, they're showing us again that parasites are not like humans at all. Because they said once you enter that brain, once the parasite devours that brain, it gets a directive and it says right there, you gotta wipe out this species. So, you know, they're far away from humans. They're not even close to us. So I don't think they will actually develop into humans. They will not have the same consciousness as humans. And that also implies that there's something else out there giving them these motives. That's what I believe. But we'll see what happens, unless that's just like a natural thing, you know, like they were talking about the fly. No one teaches it to fly. So these parasites, you know, they just kill because they feel like killing the people. That pretty much wraps up the episode. It was just mostly, you know, the fight with H-chan ends pretty fast. And the rest is just Azumi trying to reconcile with their parents because, you know, their parents are already suspicious of them. They are. And, you know, for some funny moments, this series really does comedy well with the dark things. It does. The father saying, "Are you sure you didn't walk in Azumi while he was wanking the monkey?" Something around those lines. Funny. The second one was Miggy. He's able to detach from his arm, so that's very interesting. I don't know how that's gonna come to play. That's just gonna add more to his arsenal when he fights. It's gonna be awesome seeing that. So it'll be like a 2 against 1 really, and he could only do it for 3 minutes. You know, he looks like a little dog. Honestly, I freaked the hell out when I saw that. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But yeah, man, great episode. Their parents moved out. They didn't move out. They're going on vacation, so you know he's gonna be by himself for a while. So I expect more parasites to infiltrate that house and, you know, try killing Izumi. That's what I predict. And, you know, great stuff. So what do you guys think about my theories? Do you think it's gonna come true? So yes, I do feel Breaking Bad, some Death Note vibes in this anime. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down below. Thanks again, guys. Take care, be safe. If you want more anime stuff, subscribe.